Hello, Internet. If you're watching this video, you are on the Internet. So you know that it can be a weird place, or it can be a great place, or it can just be a place that exists. I choose to use the Internet and YouTube specifically as my personal journal because I have a lot of things that I want to share. And a lot of the things that I would normally think to write down in a journal, I want other people to give me information and feedback so I can process those thoughts better and really get to the bottom of certain things. So I just wanted to talk about this today. So let's get into it. Coffee. So most people probably keep a journal or a diary because they have private thoughts that they don't want anybody to see. But if you really didn't want anybody to see them, you wouldn't write them down. You wouldn't put them into the world because someone can pick it up and read it. And that's something that happens with like kids and their parents all the time, stuff like that. But the other time that people see other people's journals and diaries and stuff is like famous artists or celebrities or, whoever, like writers, any famous person, historian, whatever, literally any type of famous person that you're interested in. Sometimes after their death, their diary or their journal will become available and, at least parts of it will be available. And it gives you insight into how that person's mind worked. And I think that's really interesting. And I think that YouTube and social media and the internet is where all that stuff is going to live in the future. At least that's how it seems right now. What's the point of me writing down all my thoughts in a journal that nobody will see while I'm alive? And then when I die, somebody finds it and then shows it to people, when I can just show it to people now and I can just get feedback now, because I don't know everything. I don't know if my thoughts and feelings are correct. Nobody can really know for sure. There's certain things that you intuitively feel, you innately feel, but that's to give you a direction. That's not like whether something's right or wrong. There's so many different ways that you can interpret something as being right or being wrong. So the way I see it is I'm confident in the way that I think. I'm confident in the things that I feel. So why would I not share them? Why would I not put them out into the world for people to view and comment on and agree with or disagree with so that I can get more insight, so that I can have a better thought process? I also make music, but music to me is very personal and I'm a sensitive artist. So it's harder for me to share my music in that way because I don't always feel as confident in my music, because I don't always feel confident in my music as a product. But I feel confident in the process of creating it. So I just like to make music just for myself. You know what I mean? But for a video like this, all I have to do is press record and talk about what's on my mind. And as long as I'm saying things that I mean, which is what I really try to do on this channel, I don't talk about things I don't know about and I don't say things I don't mean. What do I have to worry about? Nothing. If every single person that watches my video disagrees with me, then that's just what it is, and that's information for me, where I can either choose to keep moving forward and not care what they think, or I can be like, maybe these people are right. Maybe I am doing something wrong. Maybe I am thinking about this the wrong way. And then I can choose whether I want to change what I'm doing or not. I just feel like, weirdly enough, in today's day and age, people are really afraid to put their true thoughts out into the world. I think people are okay with agreeing with their echo chamber and putting that out into the world, or reposting other people's thoughts and putting that out into the world as a representation of what they're claiming as their own thoughts. But it's like, I want to know what you actually think. And I understand that not everybody is going to feel this way, and not everybody is as open with their thoughts as I am. But for anybody who knows me in real life, this is how I am in real life. Like, I'm always trying to engage in conversations with people. I'm always trying to like understand people more and get to the bottom of why they think the way that they think. So this is the perfect platform for me to do that, because anybody can come on YouTube and watch my video if they want, whether they find it on their own or I tell them about it, or they follow me and then they find my video, or it's just like on the homepage or whatever. Like, I wouldn't put this video online if I didn't want people to see it and I didn't want people to hear what I have to say. So I think what I'm trying to get out of this is, in general, I really think that more people should share their thoughts and beliefs and their feelings regularly. It doesn't have to be on the internet. It doesn't have to be on YouTube or social media. It can just be with people. But I think a lot of people are really afraid to share their thoughts. And I think that's a result of the incoming wave of fascism and authoritarianism in the West. But that's for another video. I used to be a person that held in a lot of things. I used to be a person that was afraid to share my thoughts and feelings because I didn't want confrontation. I didn't want to be ridiculed, and I didn't want to be told that I was wrong. But all that did was make me bottle up, and then resentment starts to grow. I'll use a personal example. Say there's somebody in my life, friend, family, someone I know, that's doing something that I don't think is okay, that I don't agree with. But it's not to the point where it's like they're actively harming other people. Most people probably will just let it go because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to engage in a confrontation if they don't feel like they need to. But what that did to me is it started to make me build resentment towards people, because every time you see something that somebody does that you don't like, you're not going to forget it. It's going to stick with you. And you voicing how you feel about that is not going to necessarily get them to change what they're doing, but it's important for them to know how you feel. I could approach it and like, hey man, I don't really like what you're doing in this situation. I'm not expecting you to agree with me or change what you're doing, but I just think it's important that you know that this is how I feel. And if somebody is going to change the way they feel, and if somebody is going to change their behavior, that's how they're going to do it. They're not going to change if you come up to them and attack them and say, "You're wrong. What are you doing? Why would you think that?" And I've learned this from personal experience, I used to be the type of person that would challenge people regularly, and then they would just kind of either get angry and go on the defensive or just kind of ignore me and not really take into consideration what I'm saying because I'm being confrontational. Most people don't want to be confrontational. I don't want to be confrontational, but when I feel like I need to say something, I say it. So I really just think more people should share their thoughts and feelings. Whether you are confident in them or not, you'll get a lot of insight from people's reaction, whether they're good or bad reactions. So that's all I want to say for this video. I'll see you next Sunday.